Super Typhoon Ragasa rips across Asia. Super Typhoon Ragasa, known as Nando in the Philippines, formed on September 17, 2025, from a tropical disturbance over the western Pacific, east of the Philippines. It underwent rapid intensification, reaching its peak with sustained winds exceeding 145 knots, approximately 270 kilometers per hour, and a central pressure near 905 hectopascals. By September 22nd, the storm battered northern Luzon in the Philippines, then moved northwest toward Taiwan. As Ragasa approached southern China, it made landfall on Hailing Island, Yangjiang, Guangdong Province, on September 24th. After landfall, Ragasa weakened into a tropical storm, yet continued westward along the southern Chinese coast before entering the Gulf of Tonkin and brushing northern Vietnam and Laos. Satellite imagery from NASA's Earth Observatory captured the storm's eye over the Luzon Strait between the Philippines and Taiwan on September 23rd, revealing the spiral bands stretching toward China. Impacts in the Philippines and Taiwan. Ragasa Nando inflicted heavy rains, storm surge, and flooding in northern Luzon, causing considerable damage to infrastructure, homes, and agriculture. The overall reported fatalities from the storm across all impacted countries reach at least 29. Taiwan. In Hualien County, a barrier lake that had formed earlier from landslides overflowed under the deluge, sending a surge of water and debris down the valley, severing roads, washing away bridges, and dragging vehicles. Officials confirmed at least 14 to 17 deaths in Taiwan due to flooding, landslides, and structural failures. The barrier lake, which had grown significantly in size, was approximately 0.92 square kilometers at its peak before spilling over, with a dam height of around 120 meters blocking a valley. Hong Kong, Macau, and southern China under the storm's shadow. Hong Kong and Macau Ragasa passed about 100 kilometers south of Hong Kong, unleashing sustained winds near 195 kilometers per hour, 120 miles per hour, and storm surges. Widespread damage. Trees were uprooted, parts of a pedestrian bridge roof ripped off, glass railings shattered, and low-lying areas flooded. At least 90 people were hospitalized with injuries. A viral video showed waves sweeping into a hotel lobby, flooding its interior. The hotel later confirmed that guests and staff were safe. Schools, flights, and other services were cancelled or suspended. Rescue crews used inflatable boats to evacuate stranded residents. Southern China, Guangdong, Guangxi. Before landfall, more than 2 million people were evacuated across Guangdong Province. CCTV reported that Ragasa struck Hailing Island at Yangjiang around 5 p.m., with winds near 144 kilometers per hour near the center. The storm brought storm surges up to 2.8 meters in parts of Guangdong, coinciding with high tides. In Zhuhai, streets were underwater. In Yangjiang, over 50,000 trees were reportedly damaged or felled. More than 56,000 households lost power by Wednesday night. After the storm passed, cleanup operations deployed excavators to clear fallen trees and debris. Flights and train service began to resume. Vietnam, fringe effects, and preparations. Although Ragasa lost much of its strength before reaching Vietnam, its outer bands still brought risks of heavy rain, coastal surges, and localized storms. Vietnamese authorities placed provinces such as Quang Ninh on alert, and coordinated preparations of infrastructure, dams, shelters, and rescue personnel. Flights and transportation services were partially suspended or adjusted to reduce exposure to storm impacts. The government directed local administrations to reinforce riverbanks, protect fishing fleets, and monitor vulnerable terrain for landslides. Meanwhile, Vietnam contended with Typhoon Boiloy, which made direct landfall in central Vietnam with higher impacts there, human and economic toll. Across affected countries, Ragasa has caused at least 29 confirmed deaths and 219+ injuries, with many missing so far. The storm's damage is estimated in excess of $100 million. Infrastructure losses include destroyed roads, bridges, damaged homes, power outages, and agricultural losses. The Barrier Lake incident in Taiwan is a stark example of cascading risk. A lake formed from earlier landslides expanded dramatically and overflowed due to excessive rainfall. Challenges and lessons learned compound hazard risk. The interplay of rainfall, landslides, barrier lake overflow, and storm surge increase the destructive potential beyond just wind damage. Early warning, evacuations, and infrastructure help reduce potential casualties. Monitoring of secondary hazards, such as barriers or block dams, is essential to adhere to weather. In Taiwan, that oversight is a key factor in the flood disaster. For Vietnam and neighboring regions, even weakened storms require vigilance. Heavy rains and floods may still wreak damage, especially in vulnerable zones. Outlook and next steps. Ragasa is expected to continue weakening inland. Persistent rainfall, flooding, river overflow, and landslides in southern China, northern Vietnam, and Laos. Governments are likely to continue relief efforts, restoring electricity, clearing debris, repairing infrastructure, and supporting displaced families. Climate scientists warn that warmer sea surface temperatures are fueling stronger storms, making events like Ragasa path across Asia as one of the strongest storms of 2025, leaving behind flooded towns.
没关系，我哭1个月就好了，兄弟们。
Through its crippling effects in the Philippines, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and southern China. Another international news outlet reported that Super Typhoon Ragasa, the most powerful storm of 2025 so far, trailed across Asia, leaving a trail of devastation before striking southern China. According to Reuters, Ragasa intensified rapidly over the Pacific, packing maximum sustained winds of more than 260 kilometers per hour and ranking among the strongest cyclones ever recorded in the South China Sea. The storm's ferocity forced mass evacuations in the Philippines, Taiwan, and China, while crippling transport and power systems across the region. In Taiwan, torrential rains caused a massive barrier reef burst, unleashing floods that swept through Typhoon Township in Hualien County, killing at least 14 people and cutting off roads and bridges. In the northern Philippines, at least 10 fatalities were confirmed. Many of them fishermen killed at sea, and town members overturned their vessels. Ragasa veered toward Hong Kong, where hurricane-force winds uprooted trees, tore apart infrastructure, and injured nearly 100 people. Videos shared online showed giant waves slamming into the city's waterfront, flooding hotels and scattering restaurant furniture along promenades. By Wednesday afternoon, the typhoon made landfall in Yanjiang, Guangdong province, with wind gusts surpassing 240 kilometers per hour in some coastal towns. China's state media reported that more than 2 million residents were relocated ahead of the impact. Streets in several cities were inundated. Electricity was cut to tens of thousands of homes, and transportation networks were suspended. Authorities have allocated millions of dollars in emergency funds to support recovery, while schools and factories were ordered closed until conditions improved. Even the Gaza weakened as it moved inland and toward northern Vietnam. Forecasters warned that the storm's remnants could still bring dangerous rainfall, flash floods, and landslides to mountainous regions. The scale of destruction was emphasized, underscoring both the destructive capacity of tropical cyclones in a warmer climate and the urgent need for robust disaster preparedness across Asia.